Hi guys, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today we're going to be talking about, and this is kind of like part 2 to the last video, but it's a lot different, okay? So this is about those thoughts, those fears that you have, that, you know, when you try to change into doing something new, it's typically referred to as imposter syndrome. Like, I'm a fraud. Who am I to do these things? I will fail, so I might as well not even start. So I want to go ahead and start by saying that if anyone ever tells you that you can get rid of those feelings or say goodbye to those feelings, they're lying, because that is not something you can get rid of, and it's not something that you want to get rid of. Those thoughts and those feelings are just in place for your survival. They are only here to keep you safe. So they're not going to go away. They're not going to disappear, and you can't get them to, and you really don't want to. Like I said, they're here for your safety and your survival. What you can do is put into place some things that you can practice to change your reaction. So you can't change the thoughts and the feelings and the fears, but you can change the way that you react to them. So when they come up, it's good news. When you start getting those butterflies or that nervous feeling, that's good news. And there are some simple questions that you can just ask yourself to check in and bring yourself back down and get ready. Because when that stuff happens, that just means that you're about to go through something that is going to cause growth and change. So that's good news. It's a gift, okay? So today we're going to learn a little bit how to manage that. But first, I want to give you guys an example just to make sure that you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. So when you have a fear of failure, it might come up as an excuse. And you might not know that you have a fear of failure, and it may not be a fear of failure, but it can be. At least this is what it was for me, and I know that a lot of other people are struggling with this. So when you have a fear of failure, it can show up as an excuse in some other form to not get started. Just notice, like, when you go to get started on your project or your goal, what's stopping you? Like, what is keeping you from doing that? So is it like a belief or a thought that goes in your head, like, oh, well, people won't need what I'm doing, or people won't take it seriously? Because if you're having that thought, it could be potentially linked back to a fear of failing. Therefore, you create these scenarios or the excuses so you don't get started in the first place. We also have a fear of the unknown. So sometimes we don't, so all the time when we are preparing ourselves for change, our body does not want to change. Our body likes to feel familiar and doesn't like to be uncomfortable. So we have this subconscious fear of the unknown. We don't know who we are. We don't know who we are without our defense mechanisms. We don't know who we are without our trauma. We don't know who we are if we love ourselves. We don't know who we are if we are that way. So we just won't be that way, and we'll stay the way we are because we know that. We're comfortable with that. That is normal. That is okay. But that's not what the human side of our brain, that's not what the part of our brain that's like, I want to grow, I want to do great things, that's not what that part of the brain needs and wants. It wants us to change, and it wants us to love ourselves and grow. And like I said, we get afraid of that because we don't know who we are if we do that. So there's the fear of the unknown. So other behaviors that can show up whenever we have like fears that are keeping us from growing is like we will run to substances like food or drugs or alcohol or shopping to avoid. We will use things to avoid change. So like if the thought of change occurs and you're like, I'm gonna go eat right now or binge watch Netflix or whatever it is. It's because you want to blind yourself and distract yourself from the change that's trying to occur, that's trying to like crawl out. And so that can be, and then it could also manifest as anxiety in the body. So if you have a lot of anxiety, more than likely it's just our cravings and our behaviors and our emotions. They are all messengers. So that includes our anxiety, that includes our fear, and that includes when we run to food or substances like drugs and alcohol, or even shopping or binge watching Netflix. It doesn't have to be extreme. But when we do things like that, we are avoiding something. And when we get really anxious, it's because like our body's just trying to tell us something. So, and same for all of these behaviors and cravings. Our body is just sending us a message. So that's a great new way to look at these behaviors and cravings and emotions that you might be experiencing that are like really high, is just look at it like, what's my body trying to tell me? And it's gonna take practice and time for you to really hear the message and understand the message. And but an example is for me, like when I first started, I was super anxious all the time. And so I used to smoke a lot of weed. So whenever I would get anxious, I would just go run to weed or run to like watching some sort of cartoons or something on Netflix. Just doing like mind numbing things and just to avoid whatever this message it was. And it's not like a bad message. They're not trying to attack you. These emotions and stuff are not trying to attack you. They just want to tell you something, or they're just trying to give you like a sign. So for me, the first time that I started working with my anxiety, I was like watching cartoons or whatever, and I was laying there and I started feeling anxious. Like my chest started tightening up, and I was like breathing really shallow. I was like, okay, all right, something's going on. I was like, in my head, I'm like, all right, something's going on. What do I need? And this was like right at the beginning of my healing journey. And something like, I just took a moment to pause. And the more you do this, the better you'll be at it. And the more you'll be able to clearly hear the messages that your body's trying to send you. But literally, I just took a moment to pause and I asked myself internally, okay, what's going on? What do I need? And the first thought, it was just a thought that came up into my head. It was, you need to be doing something educational. Watch something. If you're going to watch TV right now, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But put on something that's going to expand your mind. Watch something educational. And I found like a documentary or something that was relatable to what I wanted to learn. And it like, my anxiety just immediately went away. That's exactly what I needed to be doing. I wasn't doing something that was going to make me grow, that was going to make me feel better. And it was coming to me in the form of anxiety. I was meant for more. I was meant to be doing more than what I was doing at that moment. So my anxiety was showing up and being like, hey girl, like, do something. So, and you're not wrong. Whatever thought comes up, like if you have that anxiety moment and you just take a second to be like, hey, what's up? What's going on? I know you're just trying to tell me something. Whatever comes up, if there's any thought that feels like you should maybe be doing that instead, just try it. Just try to do that first initial thing that came to your mind and see what your anxiety does. I mean, like, you can try this or do nothing and continue to feel anxious. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it just, you have this gut, you have this innate wisdom. Our body knows exactly what it needs. Just give it a chance and start trusting whatever's coming up. And it's not always going to be the right decision, but just because you have a failure or you make an action that wasn't the right decision, you get to learn from it. So it's not the end of the world. You get 2 wins from one action, even if you fail. Okay, you get 2 wins from one failure because you took an action and you get to learn something from it. So just come up with a new perspective here and come in with an open mind and I promise you, you'll have so much relief. So now let's kind of get into how we can work with these cravings, behaviors, and emotions and understand them a little bit better, okay? So first, I want you to know that all of these behaviors, all of these emotions and cravings that you get, they all have a positive intention. Their positive intention is that they want you to feel loved. They want you to feel like you belong, and they want you to feel accepted. Because some of the behaviors or cravings or whatever that you're experiencing might be similar to the people that are around you. So therefore, you're in this collectiveness, and so your body knows that, it's familiar with it, and it wants you to feel the same as everyone else, because that makes it easier for you to be accepted into the collective. So that's why these behaviors will happen. It's because you've picked them up and made them automatic and made them a habit, and it helps you to feel the same. It helps you to feel belonging. So these are beautiful, pure, positive intentions that all of these behaviors and cravings and thoughts and messages, they have all positive intentions. They just want you to feel loved and belonged. So when these behaviors show up, honestly, the best thing that you can do is when you build the awareness to just notice that you're doing something that, you don't really want to be doing anymore, but it's just kind of become automatic. Just take a second to show some gratitude. Because a lot of people will get upset. So if they're doing something and they've been trying to stop doing it, and they notice they're doing it, they'll be so upset with themselves, and they'll beat themselves up, or they'll notice afterwards that they did it, and then they'll just beat themselves up, and they're like, why the heck do I do this? Why am I so stupid? Why this? Why that? And why me? Why can't I stop? That's only making the problem worse, because it's building judgment upon the problem. Or, and it's not even a problem. It's just the best solution that you have found so far. You've forgotten how to read the messages your body has. And these are just the best solutions that your body's come up with so far. Like I said, they all have positive intention. So you don't want to place judgment on those actions and behaviors or yourself when they happen, because they really did mean well. They did not mean, they want you to feel good. That's why you do it, is because it brings you pleasure. It might not bring you pleasure later, but it brings you pleasure in the moment, and it makes you feel relieved in the moment. So now, once you notice these behaviors, you need to take a step back and just show it some gratitude and be like, thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for making me feel better. Thank you for caring about me. Whatever it is, your anxiety, the behavior that you're doing, just thank the behavior, thank the emotion, thank the craving. And then, and the more aware you become of it, you'll be able to catch it before you do it. You'll just catch, you're about to think, you're thinking of doing it in a minute, but you'll just catch that thought. But, at first, you might not catch it until after you've done it. So in the beginning, don't change anything. You're probably not going to be able to anyways. Just do it. And then instead of beating yourself up afterwards and putting all this judgment on it, give it some gratitude. And then ask yourself, what is the intention behind this behavior? So do I need love right now? Do I need to feel more belonging? Do I need attention? Am I avoiding education? Am I avoiding growth? So what am I avoiding or trying to solve with this behavior? So take a step back, either whenever you build your awareness at your own pace, but as you build your awareness, take the step back whenever it's time and you're coming to the assessment of the behavior or emotion or whatever it is. Take the time to show it some gratitude, be thankful for it, and then ask it, what am I trying to solve, or what am I trying to avoid? And then ask, after you get those answers, if anything comes up, the next question is to ask, what's a healthier way to get what I need? What's a healthier coping mechanism? what can I do instead that would be better for me? And just give yourself some time. Give yourself some time to come up with the answer, because your body knows. And you can have support. You know, like, proximity is power. If you are assessing and analyzing the way you're doing things, figure out what you need help with, and then find the people that are experts and get advice from the experts in that particular area. So what I mean by that is, like, don't go to your single friends for marriage advice or relationship advice. Don't go to your broke friends for money advice. So if you have a problem that you want to solve and you're having trouble getting it to come out on your own, find an expert in that area to help you draw the problem out and understand it and solve it and come up with healthier solutions. So that's all I have for today. I hope you guys got a lot of value out of this, and I hope that you guys can understand and really see what's going on here and how it's not the emotion, it's not the thought, it's not the craving, it's not the behavior, it's the way we react to it that's the problem. And it's not even a problem. We don't want to judge it or place it as a problem. It's just the best solution we've come up with so far. But it's the thing that's holding you back. It's our reaction to the thing, not the thing. It's not the behavior, it's not the emotion, it's not the craving. Those are all messengers. Those are all here for our survival, and they're all here to make life interesting and fun. And they make life. It's the way we react to it. Reactions are our thoughts about it. And our thoughts become our feelings. Our feelings become our actions, and our actions determine our results. So figure out what's causing a reaction here, and then figure out a healthier reaction using these questions and gratitude. Please feel free to message me and or email me or comment here for any questions you may have on what I've talked about so far, and I will be happy to help you and answer you in any way that I can. And if you are ready to lose the feeling of being burnt out and stressed and unsatisfied in your life and in your relationships, and move to feeling energized and confident and gratified, meaning that you have gratitude and you'll feel a sense of joy and love for your life and for your relationships and just be so grateful in them. If you're ready for that transition and you think you might need some help, please feel free to reach out to me to schedule a discovery call, and we will break through and figure out what's stopping you, build the vision for the future that you're looking for, figure out what's in your way and what's keeping you from getting there, and then we'll build a step-by-step plan together on how we're going to get there. Okay? So all my links are in the description below. If you like this video, please like, share, comment, subscribe. If you think that a friend would really benefit from these things, please send them this video. I have absolutely no judgment, so anybody and anything is welcome. And I just want to help. So I'm here to help. I'm here to be a light. I want to guide people as far as I can with whatever that they need.